Hi guys, it's me Anne and I'm back with another video. In today's video I want to discuss with you the difference between being a black owned business and a pro-black business. But before we get into this video, if you're new here, hi, welcome. Again, my name is Anne. If you haven't yet, please click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so that you can be alerted every time that I upload a video if you want. About 3 years ago, I made a video about Alissa Ashley versus Juvia's place, and I kind of commented on the drama that was going on between them at the time. Now, fast forward 3 years, now in 2019, Juvia's place is in kind of a similar but more, is in a similar situation with their business, which has led many influencers like Alissa Ashley and Aina to comment on it, as well as, you know, their customers. Now, here's the thing. I know a lot of us want to open businesses, okay, especially in the black community, and everyone's like, oh, support black owned businesses, you know, support your own, support your own, support your own. And there's absolutely positively nothing wrong with that. I know everyone's like, there's power in the black dollar, circulate the black dollar amongst, you know, your fellow black people, and that's all well and good, but I want to kind of sit down and actually break down the difference between being a black owned business and being a pro-black business, so that if you decide, and by you I mean anyone who looks like me who is African American, you decide that you want to open a business, that you don't make the similar mistake that Juvia's place is making, which is leading them to be in all these freaking problems. Okay, now, being a black owned business by definition is being a business that is owned by a black person, a person of color, which I don't like that term because it doesn't denote just black people, but being a business that's owned by an African American, a black person, okay? Cut and dry, plain and simple, no bells and whistles, that's what it is. If I open a business, it is a black owned business, it's a female black owned business at that. If my cousin Bob opens a business and he's black, that's the same thing, okay? End of story. That's all that is required to be a black owned business. You have to be black and you have to own the business, period, okay? And that's what Juvia is. Juvia's place is. She is a business, she's black, she owns it. Now, being pro-black or to be a pro-black owned business is a little different. And I'm pulling up my phone here because I don't want to mess it up, and I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to put it right here, okay? When you kind of look up the definition, it'll tell you pro-black is a lifestyle that encourages the economic growth and development of the black people as a whole, with the purpose of increasing the wealth and population of black people around the world. Whether it be spending money with black owned business in your communities or online, promoting love for black people, encouraging black youth, its sole purpose to keep uplifting black people in America to be proud. And then it also said pro-black to be in high support of African American black people, having a preference of black people without bashing white people or those of other minorities. You hear that? Without bashing white people or those of other minorities, okay? Pro-black is not anti-white, and it kind of, you know, goes on and on and on with the same kind of spiel. Now, in terms of the whole thing with Juvia's place, when they started out as a black-owned business, of course, which could never be taken away from them unless they sell it to someone who is a, you know, non-black person. But they also kind of got the imagery of pro-black, okay? Everything is Nubian princess, Nubian queen, you know, given kind of like things from Africa. But it basically says the Nubian by Juvia's place, and it has kind of like any African kind of Egyptian kind of situation going on here, which is perfectly cool. So when they started the brand, right, that was kind of their spiel. That was how they were marketing, okay? And that of course made a lot of women of color and even beauty boys in color kind of flock to them, okay? Because you have to understand, there's something about being black and supporting a business whose black owned and kind of pro-black, that kind of makes people feel like they're a part of something, okay? It's like a movement for a lot of people. They take pride in, oh my God, I do not have to go buy an eyeshadow palette from, another company like maybe BH Cosmetics or Coastal Scents or whatever. I can go support someone who looks like me, who is doing something similar, who's keeping a person of my skin tone in mind as the focal point, rather, when making a product, okay? And a lot of people feel that way, down to, sunscreen for black girls. Like there'll be people who would prefer to run to go buy that brand because it's tailored specifically for their melanated skin, okay? Now, the problem occurs when some people realize that sometimes being pro-black means not being as lucrative as you can possibly be in business. And I'm probably going to get a lot of backlash for that, and that's perfectly fine, but I'm going to explain myself. There's nothing wrong with being pro-black, but please understand that in some circumstances, it can pigeonhole you, okay? It can kind of put a ceiling on your earning potential, or just because you're marketing to a specific demographic, which is perfectly okay. But you have to remember that the worst thing that you can do is start out as not only a black owned business, but a pro-black business where you kind of like reeling people in and making them feel a part of the community, and then you start changing where you're like, okay, I'm going to use Juvia's Place as an example, where you're like, okay, you know what? I have my coins up now. I've kind of earned these same coins off the backs of, my African American influencers who've kind of been rocking with me and pushing my product. But now that they've made me this money, instead of taking this money and trying to book a bigger, African American influencer who has a bigger following at this point, right? Instead of doing that, they ran to go to Nikkie tutorials. So they took the money, right? And this is where the problem has began. And this is where I want you guys, if you're going to open a business and you're going to go the route of, being pro-black and marketing that way, to be very careful. They took this money that the community, the African American community, made them and pumped it into Nikkie tutorials. And she has millions and millions of subscribers, so you know that booking her or working with her does not come for free, and it definitely does not come cheap. But in doing so, they kind of widened their demographic, because now it's not just, oh my God, the Nubian palette is being promoted by someone who looks like me. The Nubian palette is now being promoted by, Nikkie, and that in turn starts to make you more money. At that point, it's time for you to kind of consider rebranding, okay? Because fast forward now to 2019, where they have a lot of, Nikkie tutorials featured on their channel. They have a lot of Caucasian people, which is perfectly okay, right? But it's going to upset your core fans who have been with you from day one, who kind of grew with you, who feel ownership. Because again, the pro-black movement, it's a lifestyle, okay? For a lot of people, it is a lifestyle. So when you have now someone like Jeffree Star who goes and purchases your product, right? Reviews it on the channel, yes, you can be grateful, but you have to understand that he has a very, very, very bad reputation for things that he has said in the past, things that he has said more recently, and just him as a person overall. When you decide to take his photo and not only post it in your story, but post it on your feed and be confused as to why you're getting all the backlash, it's clear that you missed a step as a business, your rebranding step. Juvia's Place decided that they were about their coin, which is perfectly okay. All right, no one wants to go into money. No one wants to go into business and not make any money. Okay, no one. The core purpose of you going into business, or one of them, is for you to make money, because I don't see anyone sitting down doing hair for free all day, every day, and not bringing home $1. Like that's not going to work, So I say that to say, be very, very, very mindful of how you're growing your business and what kind of business you want to be. If you are going to be black owned and you want to go the pro-black route, just remember to try and stick to it, because it is a shame when you sit down and you grow your business off the backs of your fellow Black people, right? Making it feel like it's all about them and then flipping the game on them and doing things that they might find disrespectful. We might find disrespectful. Let me not say they, because I am Black too, okay? So my advice to everyone who is like me is, when you are starting a business, don't just think about how you're going to grow it. Think about how you are going to sustain it. If you know that at the end of the day you do not want to be pigeonholed and you want to kind of cater to everyone but have a special soft spot for your African American people, then just being a Black owned business does that for you. There are a lot of people who will shop with you just because you're a Black owned business. You do not have to sit down there and Nubian this and Africa that to get their money, because at the end of the day, being pro-Black lifestyle means circulating your dollar amongst Black owned businesses, and they're not going to want to bash you for kind of having a wide demographic. Doing your thing is doing your thing, and I'm sure a lot of people can appreciate that, okay? Let's talk about this down in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts, your opinions. I definitely want to read them. And before I end this video, I want to give an awesome shout out to one of the people in my boss squad, because that's what I call you guys, and that's what I'm going to call you guys, bosses, because that's what we all are. And that shout out goes to the comment advisor. I'm going to leave his channel down below, and it's also going to be in the description box, okay? Go check him out. He is a very loyal subby of mine. He comments, he asks me questions on Instagram, he checks in on me, and we just have conversations randomly, and I truly appreciate that. You guys go and check him out and show him some love, okay? And remember, if you want to get a shout out in one of my videos, please don't forget to share it on social media, like, comment, just little things that I will definitely notice and reward you with the shout out. So don't forget to give a big thumbs up to this video, and I will see you guys in another one. Bye.